So this is my last day in the house with this belly like so. And she was pretty good to us. Only got a couple stretch marks. But baby girl, she's coming out soon.
Your call cannot be completed as dialed. Please check the number and
You do.
Hi, this is Lillian.
Hi Lillian, I'm calling to just confirm the time of my induction for tomorrow morning.
Okay, I'm one of our midwives. I see 8:15 in the morning written down.
Okay, great. And then
Okay.
do we just go to the 5th floor and?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep, and we'll help you get checked in.
Okay, great. Well, thank you
Alrighty.
so much. Appreciate
You're
it.
welcome. Bye-bye.
Okay. We found out that we were going to be induced at my 38-week appointment. It was Friday, May 12th. And basically what happened was it was the second appointment in a row that I had high blood pressure. That was kind of a trigger for our doctor because my entire pregnancy I had very normal blood pressure. So to have it spiked starting at week 37 was something that she was just a little concerned about. This is Bentley, by the way. Once it was 2 weeks in a row, she talked about being induced, and when she was doing measurements of my stomach, she also realized that my bump hadn't really grown much week over week. So she wanted to make sure there was enough fluid, and we went to have an ultrasound. What they saw on the results from the ultrasound is that our daughter's head was looking smaller than it should be. I think it was in the bottom third percentile. So bottom third percentile. So, you know, she asked us questions if we've been out of the country, Zika, like different things are running through our mind, and it was just, spoiler alert, she's here and she's completely healthy. She's sleeping right next to us as we film this. But anyway, yeah, they basically, high blood pressure, my bump not growing, potentially small head, not sure why. It was just all factors that led to me being induced. We're talking about your birth story. Yeah, we're talking about your birth story. So we are on our way to the hospital. We just stopped at Dunk's. Where's your coffee, Bruno? Bruno runs on Dunkin's.
The first coffee.
The first coffee. And then we have my mom over there. We're ready to go. We were just talking about how we haven't had somebody check our car seat. And do you think this guy in the window, the fire truck, would do it for us? This is the first time we get to go in this entrance to the hospital. Crazy. I think you go over here.
Lock full.
Oh shoot, lot full. Really? Alright. So that was a bummer. The entrance for maternity was completely full, so now we're using the entrance that we're used to using for our doctor's appointments, but at least it's familiar. Here we go.
Silence.
That happens every time, so at least it's a tradition. So after finding out that we were going to be induced, it's like a sense of disappointment. You know, you want to be able to have your baby naturally, and to be induced, you know, you just want the best for your child at the end of the day, but there is a sense of like, disappointment, I guess. But anyway, when we got to the hospital, it was almost like checking into a hotel because you had your luggage with you, you were calm, relaxed. I, you know, sat down to check in, filled out some paperwork, we were escorted to our room, and then I put on my hospital gown. So it was all just very calm and easygoing instead of, you know, I wasn't in pain at that moment, and we were able to really kind of soak in what was about to happen. So it is 12:38. I'm already hooked up to an IV, and we're gonna start Pitocin shortly. Hello. So we've been on Pitocin for 3 hours, and I don't feel anything yet. And what starting to get contractions. So far so good. 3 hours in. So it's 6:30. The doctor came in to check me. I'm in between 2 to 3 centimeters dilated. I have contractions that are somewhere between 2 and 4 minutes apart, but I don't feel pain. We tried walking. I'm on a ball now. And she's gonna break my water in an hour or 2. So I just had my water broken. What is the word? Is it
Ruptured, maybe?
I just had my water ruptured, just broke, so leaking. It's great, but it's almost 8 o'clock, and I have contractions, and I'm about 4 centimeters dilated. 4 centimeters. So also, I had to change my gown because this bad boy slipped out and made a bloody mess everywhere. So I'm rocking the blue.
How are your contractions feeling?
I feel them.
That's good though. Doing a great job. Hey, I love you.
So I have an epidural in, and life is so good right now. I kind of took a nap, but not really. But I'm just not feeling any pain, and it's fabulous. Having an epidural was amazing, and if we get pregnant again, I'm 100% going to do an epidural. I did have to go through the process of getting an epidural twice, but I was in so much pain that I didn't even care, and it was such an instant relief once the epidural was properly installed in my body. I don't know. It was instant relief, and it was amazing, and I would do it again in a heartbeat. What did happen as a result of the epidural is that my legs, I just couldn't feel anything. So I couldn't really move or reposition myself at all. And something that happened later on in the night during my labor was that they noticed my baby's, Ariel's heartbeat was going down, and she was in distress. So they had to keep positioning me every 20 to 30 minutes probably. So they kept flipping me side to side, the nurses, and I felt horrible because I was like dead weight. I couldn't move at all. But if I didn't have to go through the repositioning, I feel like I could easily have slept through the majority of my labor. What we found out at birth was that the cord was actually wrapped around her neck. I didn't feel anything until around 4 a.m. when it was just intense pressure again. I kept pressing the little button. They let you, every 15 minutes you can press it to get more medicine in you if you need a little bit of extra pain relief. But at 4 a.m. nothing was working. They brought the anesthesiologist in twice to add more medicine and try something to see if everything was connected properly. Nothing was giving me relief, but then they decided to check me. I was 10 centimeters dilated, ready to go. So 5 a.m. came along, and it was time to push.
You didn't know.
Oh my god, I want to back this. Is this a video? Let me.
Yeah,
We're about to push.
Yeah, man, cat.
Getting ready to push.
So we came to the hospital at 11 a.m. on May 16th, and then this little one came into the world on May 17th at 5:44 a.m. She is 6.10 pounds, 20 inches long, and she's so sweet. We're really happy.